What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Woo! I am out here today for an absolute bucket list item. I'm paddling out onto Lake Erie to explore and camp overnight on a deserted island. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I've made a couple of attempts now, and I have been unsuccessful each time. Currently, I'm paddling out parallel to the lakeshore. I'm gonna get as far down to the lakeshore as possible so that I can get to the closest point possible between the shore and the island, if that makes sense. Hopefully I'm explaining that okay. So that means I'm paddling about roughly a mile across the open waters of Lake Erie. This island is super, super cool. It's got a bunch of abandoned structures on it, including a now defunct lighthouse. Oh man, I couldn't be more excited. The water is a little choppy. It's a little wavier than I expected, but still very manageable. I've got all my camping gear with me. We're gonna spend the night on this island. I got some tasty beers to drink. I got some good dinner to cook up. Oh man, I'm gonna take it all in, enjoy it all, live in the moment, and just fully accept that life is bananas. Woo! I can't wait to get into this. But before I do any of that, I've got to take a little nip off of the old banana flask. Woo! Oh goodness. Put that away for safekeeping. All right, everybody, without further ado, let's get into it. So at this point, there's enough water in the boat that when I kind of momentum sloshes the water from one side to another, it's actually tipping the boat over slightly. I'm not perfectly lined up with that island there, but I feel like I've gone quite a ways down. I'm at least probably 2 miles down the shore here. It looks reasonable. You know, I've done it once and it was a tough paddle. And it's gonna be worse today because it's wavier. And I got a bunch of stuff in the canoe, but I'm not coming back today. I'm staying the night. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull over here and dump out the water, resituate the gear, take a little break, and then we're heading on over. Woo! I am pumped. Yeah! I went ahead and changed into the sun shirt and pants. It's warm out, it's not excessive. I don't want to add sunburn on top of this trip. Not gonna lie, the waves are looking a bit gnarly. I did know what I was getting myself in for. But I always get nerves when it comes down to doing something like this. Yeah, I'm ready to head out. I'm ready to get back on the water. I'm ready to do it. This is it, boys and girls. the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's get into it. Almost forgot to mention, that's Sailor Jerry's in the banana flask. One more for good luck. Woo. And we're moving. Whoa, Nelly. Oh man, freaking A. Whoa. Man. Oh goodness. Whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly. Woo! So hopefully you're seeing what I'm going through right now. This is, I don't know why I do this stuff, kind of type of stuff to myself sometimes. Oh boy. Woo! Good Lord. I'm not sure if I'm halfway yet. Oh my goodness. Woo! Whoa. But I'm making progress. That island is getting bigger and bigger. Keep my eye on the prize. I'll check back with you when we're a little closer there. This is Captain Banana signing off. I'm never exactly sure what the camera's picking up until I get home and start editing. But that was a wild trip. In a canoe like that, I was definitely hitting some big waves. I was pushing the capability of what that thing is meant for. So I'm super happy to be here. I'm not exactly sure the exact location of where I'm gonna camp yet. But I know that the next step is for me to give you a tour around the island. Before I get too much further into the video, I want to send a quick shout out to today's sponsor, the Windy app. So I've tried to get onto this island a few times now. One specific time was particularly rough. The main reason I couldn't make it was because I didn't have good information on the condition of the water. Had I showed up and everything was nice and smooth, it would have been fine. It would have mattered what information I had. But each time I showed up, I wasn't able to get out here because the water was too rough. Kind of like today, but just a bit worse. I actually do use several different weather apps, but they give me really basic info, you know, rain, cloud cover, stuff like that. The Windy app does a lot more than that. It's a pro-level weather app that focuses on wind in particular. You can see like this live map that they have that shows like a very detailed directions on how the wind is swirling. You can see an hour by hour breakdown, and it displays in a couple of different ways. One of my favorite features is that you can see a forecast for how good the fishing is supposed to be. You can see here that our fishing forecast for the day is supposed to be really good. Now, believe me, I was curious myself how they get this information. When you choose a location, the Windy app takes data from available sources nearby that are predicting weather. Then they display the information in a couple of different ways. You can see it in compare mode. This will show you all of the data in one graph. If all the points are together, then you know you have a higher degree of accuracy. If all the points are far apart, then you know you have a higher degree of unpredictability. Keep in mind that no weather forecast is ever 100% accurate. I prefer the best model display. A team of meteorologists at the Windy app keep a running tab going back 10 days of all the different sources predicting weather, and they see which one has been the most accurate going back from today over a 10-day period into the past. If you choose best model, it selects the one that is currently the most accurate. I like this model, and honestly, I find it to be the most easy. You can also change the profile to line up with whatever activity you're trying to do. I usually use the fishing mode or the fishing pro mode, but you can select from a ton of different options. If you're interested in trying out the Windy app, you can do so by using the code in my description today for free. You can also use the QR code that is displayed on the screen. Once again, thanks to Windy app for sponsoring this video. All right, everybody, let's get back to it. Okay, so starting off our little tour here, we've got this house thing. Don't know what it is, some kind of a shed, some type of a barn, some type of a storage. There's a door for it that has fallen off. And up there you can see, you know, that's what's in there. So at some point there was some kind of a deck or something to go on the side here. You can see like tubing, some type of you know, shower tubing, or I'm not sure what that is. And this is some kind of big metal box for storage. Don't know what. Looks like a muffler or something from some type of an exhaust piece of machinery. And there's some carpet. So from moving this way and continuing around, you've got this big, huge stone circle. I'll talk more about that later. And people looks like they just kind of come up this way, and then this isn't super high, so they just kind of waltz over top of this and then head on back in this way. Pretty cool. So here is some kind of like a fire pit that people have put together here. Pretty neat. And then this is the remnants of some kind of building. You're just basically seeing like the frame of it. It's all kind of torn apart. All kinds of random crap in here. Looks like that was a fire extinguisher thing at one point. Continuing around this way, we'll go ahead and head on out here. There's a hose. And I'm assuming this is a fallen tree. It could be a giant piece of driftwood that made its way over here. It's possible. This looks like an old generator, I'm guessing. Pretty neat. And then out here is this huge stone circle. I'll talk more about that later, as I said. And this is the remnants of the lighthouse. We'll get into that. We'll actually go up and look inside there. But yeah, this looks to be driftwood. And I'm thinking that we're gonna camp right here. I think that's where we're gonna camp. Yes, sirree, Bob. Now I don't know what in the heck this thing is. I can't get too much closer to it, but yeah, I'm not sure. If you think you know, let me know. Tell me in the comments. And then we'll just keep on making our way over this way. And we got a whole other side and a down tree here as well. Bunch more driftwood. Shouldn't have any problem making a fire. Wow, that is pretty cool. Yeah. Here's one of the most interesting things that are on this island here. This is like a, what do you call this thing? The crane. And it is just sitting here rusting. Alright. So the tracks for this crane or this piece of machinery are just right here on the edge of the island like that. Northwest Engineering Co. Chicago, Illinois. It's like manufactured at Green Bay, Wisconsin. Pretty cool. And then saw these levers and stuff. Pretty wild to just be standing here. Okay, so we'll walk back around the rest of the way over here. This is some kind of big old beam. Lord only knows what it was intended for, but it's just sitting here on the shore. And then from out on the shore there, here's another one. And it goes all the way back in behind into those bushes there. So here's the back part of the island. So back over to this area here, continuing our tour. It's a nice little chair type of situation next to the fire pit. Why people do stuff like this, I will never know. Decided to decorate a tree in nature by nailing beer cans into it, but whatever. The old frame looks like of a lawn chair. Lord only knows how long that's been sitting there. This looks like a gas barbecue grill. I don't know what this is. It's obviously something. Ah. Appears to be an old porta potty. Just chilling out here. It's a bunch of lumber. You can see over there that just stacked up with the tarp over top of it, just sitting there. A bunch more kind of lumbery type of stuff. A bunch of boards here. Now this is definitely pretty interesting. I had to widen the view there a little bit. This is the foundation of an old building. Kind of walk around the other side here. You can see into it. Not a ton left of it. So then it just kind of ends over here. There's just a bunch of piled up lumber. I believe that was for a floor, possibly at some point. So here is the building from the other side. We'll go ahead and climb up these stairs here, the lighthouse stairs. So there you can kind of see as best as you can. Well, that's kind of stable. I might as well walk across that. There you can see. Hopefully you can see it. Ooh. And then we got a big old down tree going across this way. That is some kind of circular hole. I'll extend the rod out here. See if I can get you a little closer. There's a tree growing right out of the middle of it. Yes, I don't know what that's all about. I don't know all of the history. I will tell you later exactly what I do know. So we'll very, very carefully walk across this piece as well. And this was partitioned to be some kind of room. This is obviously a square of its own. Let's see if I can give you a better angle from this side. There's the lighthouse wall. There's this wall. You can see that was a window or whatever it was meant to be. Yeah. Okay, and then this is the lighthouse, or what's left of it. So this was a, this was a spiral staircase, and you can still see a few of the remnants of the stairs there, going all the way up to the very, very top. Of course, there's multiple windows here. This window looks out onto the water here. So that is really cool. And then it continues back out the way we came. So I'm going to go ahead and walk along this stone wall here. All kinds of carvings into it. This looks like something a little more official, but I don't know what it is. 1982. It's like 1909. $1920. Lewinsky. 1935. Someone actually drew some type of little cartoon character here. So I'm just walking out as far as I can go, and I feel safe. We won't go too much further than this. Yeah. Wow. So over there you can see that the wall kind of continues, but in here it's all broken up. It's making all kinds of crazy noises and stuff. I don't know if you can see back that way, but there's a city right back over there. At any rate, I do think I'm going to camp out on this side. I really like the view looking out that way. I might still sneak over here and enjoy the sunset. So now I got to get all my stuff over here. Honestly hard to walk away from that sunset over there, but I know that I can just walk right back over to it at any point. And I really wanted to camp by the lighthouse. That's the feature on the island that I found the most interesting, so that's what we're doing tonight. I'm just using like a piece from a plastic chair that I found on the ground as my little tool. These types of shoes are really cool for what they are. They don't leave your foot. They feel as snug as like a shoe. They dry fast. The big con about those types of shoes is that rocks and pebbles and stuff get stuck inside of them, and you just got to take them all the way off to get them out. So even though I have those, still brought some flip-flops. So we got rum in the banana flask. Keeping with the island theme, we're gonna have ourselves a nice little red stripe here. Cheers. I'm about to get a fire going, but I gotta catch the very, very last of that sunset on the other side of the island. So let me show it to you. Did I make a mistake? Should I have camped over here? Or did I make the right call camping on this side? Leave me a comment, let me know, I want to hear from you. So I'm trying this little guy out here. This is supposed to be like an EDC type of flashlight. It does come with this little clip, so you can put it right on top of the brim of your hat. Whoa, and that's turbo, and it is so bright. It's crazy. That is super bright. I don't need it that bright. Boom, 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 boom. We are definitely going to do some kind of a night hike, because I can already tell there's going to be some really, really pretty views. Even though this whole island that I'm on is probably like an acre to an acre and a half, I still think there's going to be some really, really slick views later on. So stay tuned for that. Number one is I'm going to get a fire started. I'm going to cook up dinner, and then over dinner I will kind of tell you the history of this place. There's a dead, knocked over tree here. Will give us some really good starter kindling. You know it's good when it's snapping like that. I'm going to take as little as possible and try to stick to the driftwood, because driftwood will come back. This is a dead tree that grew on a tiny island, so there's only so much of this type of stuff. So honestly, that should be plenty. That should be all we need. The problem with this stuff is it'll go really, really fast. That's the only problem, but that's okay. You keep it small and just keep adding little bits to it.
Lamb Sam the Banana Man. How are you, brother?
Hey, what's happening, buddy?
How are you doing? You doing a little camping?
I'm doing a little camping. Hey,
I'm doing a little camping too. We're doing a little camping.
Yeah, I heard you were doing a little camping. Where are you, man?
I'm in the middle of a forest just south of the city doing a little stealth camping. It's a nice, relaxing stealth camp. I have a fire. I'm having some brews. It's been a nice time. Where are you camping?
Dude, I'm at, I finally made it to that deserted island that I've been eyeballing like all summer. So I paddled like an hour from shore to get to this thing. Yeah, and the waves were like borderline safe, pretty much.
Borderline safe. That's safe in my book.
We're kind of camping together in spirit.
Yeah, definitely in spirit. It sounds like you are experiencing something far more beautiful than I saw a possum and and a bunch of gloopy glops. The gloopy glops are coming out. You know, the slugs, the snails, the toads, the spiders. The gloopy glops are all up in my business right now.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's lovely out here. This is just far enough away from the city to where it's quiet. I don't hear cars, which I haven't experienced in like, I don't know, months and months.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Dude, this fire is so hot, and it's like, even at night right now, it's probably still like 75 degrees. And
yeah, same here. I'm dying. My fire is right behind me, and my back is just a moist monster.
Yeah, I've gotten like really into like moisture wicking clothing, but we can talk about that at another time.
I'd love to talk more about moisture wicking clothing with you at a later time.
I mean, should we do a little foreshadowing?
Yeah, we can do a little foreshadowing. That works for me.
We have a spot picked out by Kevin. Go ahead.
I'm very excited. It's a place where you are not allowed to walk to it because the walking parts are surrounded by private property. So the only way to get it's a secret little forest. It's actually a park. It's a secret little park you can only get to by get there, and we're gonna camp there.
Beautiful, man. All right, well, we'll touch base soon, and we'll firm it all up.
Yeah, we'll chat soon, Sam, and you know, take a nip of that banana flask for me.
You got it, buddy.
All right, adios, buddy.
It's Mrs. Banana's homemade hamburger helper. Sorry I keep changing clothes. It's just so hot sitting by this fire. I'm not sure if this is actually Mrs. Banana's hamburger helper because it looks like rice almost. It's reconstituting fairly decently, but it has like, looks like spinach or something is in there. But I think this is like I actually think this might be like a ricey kind of dish or something. I'm not sure. Sometimes I just randomly dehydrate her stuff, and it was labeled as hamburger helper, so it's good. Anyhow, I promised you guys a history on the island. We're going to cover a history on the island. took some notes on the old phone here. You know, a lot of this stuff is conjecture, or not conjecture, but speculation, and some of it is and some of it isn't specifically confirmed by historical official documents. So, so keep that in mind. The Miami tribe is like the first known or accepted presence on this island. Looks like they were primarily using it to gather seagull eggs. The British operated a small fort here around 1794. Conflicting accounts as to who maintained control of the island during this time. Oh, the fort was abandoned. Some claim that the British held control of it until losing it during the War of 1812. So there's a lot going on here. Oh, this is another one as well. So this isn't definitively proven, but many believe that this is not technically a true island, that it is a former piece of an eroded peninsula. Official accounts date back to 1827, so this fact is actually backed up by documentation. The island was sold at a federal government auction. Okay, so then the island was bought but sold back to the United States 4 years later. So there was a lighthouse here. You can see that the brick structure is still there. That is it. And then the little bit of the stairwell. That lighthouse was officially decommissioned in 1904. There was another lighthouse over yonder. Boat traffic was rerouted that way because that's deeper waters over there. It's just safer. This is a really important piece. There was a border dispute between Ohio and Michigan. According to where Ohio and Michigan draw the lines in the waters of Lake Erie. Yeah, it looks like Ohio and Michigan were fighting over who actually owned this small piece of land. Okay, so in 1973, the two states, Ohio and Michigan, redrew their lines directly through this island, which is the silliest thing. Okay, so it looks like moving into like the 90s and the early 2000s, it was privately owned. Someone wanted to put vacation rentals or like a cabin, like a beach cabin or an island cabin, like you know, some kind of vacation properties here. And basically, from what I can understand, the guy who was trying to build, he got buried in regulation between Ohio and Michigan. Had a lot of problems with permits and different things like that, and continued to build anyway. That's where all of this, the crane and, you know, the different things that are out here. So in the winter of 2009, giant ice packs on Lake Erie came up and crashed and smashed the structures as they were. Looks like whoever had owned this at one point just had a ton of a terrible time trying to make anything happen. This is a popular place. People come here all the time just to, you know, when they're out boating and stuff. There was like a young couple out here on jet skis earlier when I was first arriving. They were just leaving as I was getting here. So people come here. I have no idea who owns it currently, and I don't seem to be able to figure it out. So I don't know if this is state land, federal land, privately owned. I don't know what's going on with it. I really can't find an answer to that. The top of the tower, where the light was and everything, was blown off during Palm Sunday in 1965. So those iron spikes that used to hold the lantern are still there. Okay, so also what I was able to figure out, or what I gleaned and put together, a lot of this I'm not positive because it doesn't seem like the facts are super definitive. It seems that this landmass was once much bigger. It is just like super susceptible to erosion, and that's what that big circular stone wall was at one point when it was an operating lighthouse. That big circular wall was built to help stop some of the waves from just smashing against the island and just continuously eroding the landmass. So we don't know what the heck is going to happen with this. I don't know what the future of this island is, but that's what I know about it. Anyway, I hope you find that interesting. Hopefully I can edit that down into a piece of footage that is coherent and makes sense. My very good friend Corey got these cookies for me to bring along as a treat while I'm camping. That is super good. The package contains 2 cookies. They are 480 calories a piece. so I will only be eating one. Mmm. Oh my gosh. That is something else. Beer and cookies. Alright. I'm going to finish this up. Check back with you guys in a few. Thanks, Corey. That is wild. That is all coming from that little tiny thing right there. So let's go ahead and head on to the other side of the island so I can show you that nighttime sight that I wanted to show you. There is just something really cool about this. For sleeping tonight, doing this flex tail mat. Beautiful. Home sweet home. I'm gonna build this fire back up one more time. Maybe have one more beer. Maybe one more shot off the old banana flask. I'm gonna crawl in bed and hit the hay. I'm whooped. Anything interesting happens, I'll definitely let you know. Otherwise, catch you guys in the morning. Good night, everybody. Everybody, rig-a-gang-go now. Rig-a-gang, get to the beat. Dun, 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 dun. Everybody, gotta get down now. Got to listen to the beat. Bump, 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 bump. Come on, shake your body, baby, do that chonga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm, motherfucking figure bonga. Feel the rhythm, mother chonga, chonga, chonga. Feel the rhythm, mother chonga. Beep, bump, 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 bump. Wow! One of these days, I will have to actually learn the words. Anywho, that's enough out of me. I'm hitting the hay for real. Good night, guys. See you in the morning. I know people are going to ask about this too, so I just wanted to say something about it before I forget. I could have left everything on the canoe and paddled it all around and gone out this way, and I could be going out this way this morning. But it's a bit shallow right there, and it's awfully shallow all throughout this kind of circle right here. So I think it's probably just a safer departure point to go out the back, even though it's a little bit more of a pain in the butt. That's just what I decided to do based on those factors, kind of playing it a little bit better safe than sorry. Don't want to get stuck on those things. Yesterday the waves were really high. Now the water is incredibly calm. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be packing up and heading back over through the woods that way. In the grand scheme of it, I don't know how big of a difference this really makes. Unfortunately, you know, it doesn't matter where you're at. People will show up with their stuff and then they'll litter. They'll just leave their cans and their bottles and everything behind. So I did what I could, at least. At least it's something to give back. If everybody did a little bit like that, might help offset some of these jerks out here. So anyway, I always say this, but if you brought it with you, just take it back with you. It's not that hard, people. For everyone who does, I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, I know what I just said about it, how it was dangerous, or I thought it might be dangerous. But eyeballing out the situation over there, I think it's going to be super, super easy to just paddle out and cut through and then cut it back around and go back to the land that's this way. So we're going to go ahead and try that. Everything works out well, then this will be me signing off. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this. This is absolutely one for the books. It's a big time bucket list item for me. Been wanting to do this for a really, really long time. Thank you so much for watching. Really, really means the world to me. Each and every one of you who watches this video, you all make it possible for me to do this. If you liked what you saw today and you'd like to see more adventures like this, please do me a favor and click that banana. We're going to catch you on the next one, everybody. Bye now.